Hello everyone, this is Tarun from Testing Gyan. In our last video, we understood what is VCS. In this video, we will understand a very popular and industry-wide used VCS tool, which is Git. And we are also going to discuss what are Git repositories and what is a hosting platform such as GitHub. So let us start.
I got broads in Atlanta, just took the lean in the family, credit cards and the scammers, hitting the licks in the band, legacies.
Now as we understand what is version control system is, let us see a very popular and very widely used version control system in the industry, which is Git. Okay, so it's an open source project and it is basically used to keep the track of your code base. Okay, so there are various features of Git. Few of those features are like it track the changes, whatever changes you are making in your local system with respect to your remote repositories. It track those changes. It helps in the team development, like multiple people can take the snapshot of a code base in their local systems and then they can work on it and then they can sync their codes with each other. Okay, so it helps in team development. It keeps the history view, like it keeps the track of your history, whatever changes you have made so far. You can visualize those changes. You can see like on this date I made this change, so you can see those changes. Okay, then the flexible local development, as I mentioned, you take the snapshot of your code base from the remote and then you start working on it. Like every individual have their different snapshot of the code base. Okay, so that is why it's a flexible local development. Then the trunk based development. Why we call Git as a trunk based development? Because if you see this picture here, okay, so consider there is one branch which is my main branch. From that main branch, which is acting like the trunk of a tree, okay, from this main branch I can have multiple branches, multiple individual branches, and these branches are mostly short lived. Okay, and I make some changes on those branches, like one person created this branch, then the another person has created this branch. They worked on their branches, they made some commits, then at the end they merged their branch with the main branch of the tree, okay, which is trunk of my tree, and these are my individual branches. So that is why we call Git as a trunk based development. Now let us see how we can set up Git in our local system. So in order to do that, go to your browser, search git download, and then the first link which you will see is the downloads Git. Okay, you can go to that link. Okay, in that link you can download as per your system, operating system, like Mac OS, Windows, Linux. Okay, mine is Windows, I will go to Windows. After that you can select with version, is it a 32-bit or 64-bit. You can start, as you can see mine is 64-bit, so it has started the auto download. Once it is downloaded, it's an exe, simple exe file which you have to run and install in your system. Okay, once it is done, go to your project location in your local system, wherever your project is, like, and then do the git bash here. Okay, you can even use the git GUI, okay, which is a user interface, or even you can use the git bash, which is a normal command prompt where you can write the git commands in order to work with your code base. We will see all kind of git commands which we can use in order to work with our project code base, okay, using Git. Okay, so centralize our code base, then performing the different operations in our coming videos. But for now we will only concentrate on how we can set up the Git in our system. So this is how we can do that. Now the next important topic is Git hosting platforms. So what are Git hosting platforms? These are nothing but the Git hosted in some cloud or over the web, like GitHub, Bitbucket, GitLab, Azure repos. Even there are many other tools which support Git repositories, like TeamCity, BuildKite. There are number of tools in the industry which are available, which where you can connect with the Git repositories. Okay, so in these all of these hosting platforms, the Git is hosted over a cloud, or over a web. Okay, so that you can use it along with your local code base. Okay, so it helps to centralize your code and keep the track of your code changes, like, which is the basic functionality of Git. Now let us see how we can use these hosting platforms. So in order to understand that, I will go to my GitHub account. So you can also create your GitHub account. Just go to github.com, do a sign up there, and then you will be having a GitHub account. Okay, so once you have the account, it will look something like this. Currently I'm having 2 repositories which I have created before, but it will be totally blank in the initial phase. Once you do that, you have to go and create your repository. We will understand what is repository, okay, in the next slide. But first, this is how GitHub will look like, and you can create your repositories here, okay, which will basically initialize a Git in your hosting platform. Now let us see what are Git repositories. So consider this as a folder or simply an area where project files are kept, like for various versions of project. As we are working on a version control system, so there will be various versions of our project. Like if we are making any change, we will be committing that change, and then we will be pushing that change to some remote repo. So it's a version. Okay, so a repository basically helps to keep those versions, keep those project files and all. Okay, then it also allows to create different version of project by allowing the various operations such as addition of files, creation and deletion of repositories, committing an action. This is what a Git repository. And if you see this diagram here, currently I'm having 2 local repositories. Like one user is having local repo in their system, another user is having the local repo in their system, and then they are connecting with the remote repository. This remote repository is present in the hosting platform, which is GitHub, Bitbucket. Okay, they are communicating with that remote repo from their local system. Okay, so this is what repositories are and how to create those repository. So in your local system, you can create that repository by going to your project location and typing in the command git init. Okay, once I do the enter, it will create this .git folder here, which is already present here as I have done that before. Okay, so this git init command will initialize my local repository. Okay, and in order to create my remote repository, what I have to do, I have to go to my hosting platform like GitHub, Bitbucket, whatever you are using, and then go there and click on new. Once you click on new, you have to give some repository name, repo3, something like this, and then you can select your repository is a public repository or is it a private repository. Better to keep private repo when you're working on some project. If you want to keep it public, like you want to give access to everyone of your project, then you can keep it public. Okay, private will be only be accessible to you and the members to whom you will give the access. Okay, you can make it private or public. Then you can add a readme file, add a git ignore file, like some files. These are few suggestions, few file suggestions which you can add, and then you can click on the create repository. Once you do that, it will create a empty remote repository. So this is my remote repo, and the one which I initialize in my local system are my local repos. So this was all about Git, GitHub, and then the repositories. I hope you guys are able to understand. In case of any questions, please let us know over the video comments. We will try our best to answer those queries. Thank you.